Let's go over to the Bulls because, you know, we talked for like a while about the Hawks. Okay, so we know the starting lineup: Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Pat Williams, and Lonzo Ball if Lonzo's healthy. And then this team's actually really deep because then right there after that, you got off the bench probably Caruso, DeSumo, Drummond, Kobe, Javonte Green, Goran Dragic. Like, this team's like 11 deep. I think the Chicago Bulls are underrated, but they didn't really get better at defense. Also, Justin Lewis tore his ACL. He's out for the season.
Yeah, that one was shitty.
Yeah, but he is a two-way guy. But it sucks because he could have developed into something like he could have been this year's Ayo Dosunmu for y'all. We don't know now, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Ayo was not going to the second round if that wasn't as deep of a class, in my opinion. But someone will get traded soon. I think it'll be Kobe, but it might be Nikola. I want Nikola to work, but I also understand. That's why I'm really hopeful. I know we've talked about Patrick Williams a lot turning into like a 15-point per game scorer, because if Patrick Williams turns into a 15 a game, sky's the limit for this team. But I have long-term problems with, like, DeMar's not going to have the same season. He might have a huge regression. Who knows? I think he'll take some type of step back. Maybe it's not going to be huge, but I think he'll take some type of step back. His defense is horrible. Zach Lavin's defense is horrible. Nikola Vucevic's defense is horrible.
Zach LaVine used to try on defense, though. Like, I think if you look back,
he got a bad rep too, because he'd have to guard for several seasons. He'd have to guard, like with Boylan, he'd have to guard the opposing team's best player in the backcourt, and then he'd also have to like score 30 a night. So he was asked to do a lot for a long time. So yeah, he's not a complete bum on defense, but
listen to
my
this.
point is the Bulls defensively are not great in any way, shape, or form. However, you do have guys like Alex Caruso. Lonzo Ball is a great defender. Hopefully he can get healthy and stay healthy. But they have a lot of nice young like guys that a lot of people probably don't know, like DeSumo, Javonte Green's little Swiss Army knife of his own. Derek Jones is solid. I think Drummond will be solid. Tony Bradley did all right for us.
Okay,
kind of surprised he's back.
In 2019 to 2020, in 60 games, Zach LaVine had 1.5 steals and a defensive rating, okay, of 110.4, which was only 1.4 worse than league average. So he was a league average defender.
What year?
In 2019 to 2020, the year of the pandemic.
COVID?
Yeah, he averaged 1.5 steals a game, and he was at 110 defensive rating. League average is 109. So he was a league average defensive player. So Zach LaVine, I love how Ricky Juice. It took me a while to get used to him saying how he says Zach LaVine, but yeah, no, I think defense is the whole thing. I think defense will be fine if Lonzo Ball's 100%. Are you questioning Lonzo Ball's health? Like, is it a bone bruise or is it the meniscus? I don't even know what's going on there. He's not right.
Yeah, it was looking bad.
Do you know any more details? Do you know any details?
I believe the rumor on the street is he'll be good to go at the start of the season, which it wasn't looking like.
But what's going on?
A certain point in the summer. It's something with the knee. I don't know. I don't think they even know. This is like the whole thing with Kendrick Nunn, where he's been cleared for. He like just got cleared for contact like a year later, over a year later. Like, he's not quite scrimmaging.
Yeah, that's what I've read. Like, he hasn't played, basketball since he's got it. So isn't it the same injury that Kendrick Nunn had?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Kendrick Nunn, the whole Lakers Kendrick Nunn situation still to me doesn't make sense. So
I want to see what was Kendrick Nunn's injury.
I think they have the same type.
Okay, so he was diagnosed with a bone bruise back in October, and he missed the. Yeah, what even is a bone? Like, obviously, I know what a bone bruise is, but like, why is it so detrimental to a player's knee?
Bruises, man, when you touch them, they hurt.
Okay, so he. I don't even know what's going on with Lonzo's knee. I'm trying to find stuff on Lonzo's knee right now as we talk. So Alonzo, okay, 6 days. Wait, no, 2 hours ago. Here's the 2 hours ago. Lonzo Ball's camp confident. Point guard will return for injury for opener. So I talked to somebody in Lonzo's camp. They expressed confidence he'll be ready to go for the start of the season. But just me speculating, I could see them slow playing Lonzo a little bit to make sure he's 100% and really ready to go. Lonzo Ball suffered a meniscus tear, and his recovery had been mirrored in setbacks. After initially being expected to miss only 6 to 8 weeks, Ball missed the remainder of the season and remains at less than 100% nearly 6 months later. Casey Jones reported in July that Ball still has discomfort in his knee when he ramps up in activity.
Yeah, I also talked to Ball's camp, and they told me the same thing. So
Yeah. So we assume a fully healthy team starting lineup is going to be Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Pat Williams, Nikola Vucevic, with Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Goran Dragic, I guess Javonte Green, Derek Jones, and Andre Drummond off the bench. I mean, this team, 11 deep, is good if everyone's healthy. But I think if Lonzo's out, you got to throw in either Goran Dragic or Dosunmu or Kobe White into the starting lineup. And that's where I think the defense starts to take a hit. Like, I know Caruso or, Dosunmu can hold up defensively, but when they get subbed out, if Lonzo's not there, because Lonzo and Caruso and Dosunmu defensively, if they're all three healthy, hold your perimeters. Your no guard is going to be really scoring. And then if Pat Williams and even Dosunmu can guard some wings, you're good there, I believe, as long as those two guys are healthy. Even Javonte Green and Derek Jones Jr. can play some defense. And then with Drummond and Tony Bradley, I think they're both good.
Yeah, I think Kobe will probably get traded.
I don't get why they don't.
Goran, I mean, he's a real Energizer bunny off the bench. So I think if Goran could kind of fill, if Goran comes out here and he's doing 13, 3, and 3, that's probably when you see Kobe get shipped off somewhere, and you have a healthy Lonzo. Because then you have four guards you'd feel. Honestly, I'd throw Levine. You have 5 guards you could play at point guard theoretically.
And Dalen Terry can play 1 through 3.
Yep, exactly. So Bulls top 8, maybe 6. Depends on the health. But
yeah, no, I agree. I think this team is definitely, with Lonzo Ball being 100% healthy for the entirety of the season and him playing like his regular self, this is clearly, top 5 seed or 4 seed,
Yeah.
I just get the fear that this team, I'm just scared about Lonzo Ball. And then what if DeMar or Zach LaVine gets hurt? There's no depth behind DeMar or Zach LaVine.
Yeah, they'd have to.
Because they don't have a true backup shooting guard. One would go Kobe White could be that shooting guard, yes, but
he would be.
Trade him.
Yeah,
you agree? It would be Kobe White would be Zach LaVine's backup. That's the only guy I could see that. Maybe Dosunmu, but Dosunmu doesn't score like that. Only Kobe White has the scoring ability if Zach LaVine got hurt. But what if DeMar got hurt? Are we expecting Derek Jones Jr. to come in with Pat Williams?
Yeah, he'd probably. Caruso. They'd all probably